China has identified the cause of the mysterious new virus, coronavirus.
There are fears a rapidly spreading virus has reached Australia.
This is a rapidly emerging situation where there is not a cause for alarm.
The first US case has been detected. There's confirmation the coronavirus has reached Australia.
China is urging its citizens not to travel abroad as it struggles to contain the virus.
We will be standing up Christmas Island as a quarantine area.
Foreign nationals coming from China are now banned from entering the country.
I have today declared that the coronavirus presents a public health emergency in the United States.
Postpone unnecessary travel.
So together, and with the rest of the world, we face this unprecedented challenge.
Hello and welcome. I'm Paul Silva, Mexico's Minister of Economy. In this simulation today we are gathered to reflect critically and constructively on how of the global restaurant industry was affected by COVID-19 and what we as leaders and specialists propose for a stronger and more resilient future. Let's begin with the facts. In Mexico, this industry saw a 29.3% GDP contraction, one of the most hit sectors. We lost around 500,000 direct jobs. We tried quick fixes, reduced commissions with delivery apps, tax support, but the approach lacked depth and structure.
Hello, I am Chef Adan. As a owner of a chain of its restaurants, I see the damage extended by beyond numbers. In kitchen, we feel the chaos. Basic ingredients become luxuries due to global conflicts and economic sanctions. Our supply chains cracked. If we had invested in local sourcing and sustainability before, we might have weathered the storm better.
Exactly. I lead a restaurant group and let my be clear the real tragedy goes the people, the jobs loss, the emotional toll, the lack of support for staff. Automations sounds tempting now, but we must not forget that gastronomy is human, is culture, not just service.
Hi, I'm President Alejandro, and I can say this. Governments failed. The lack of economy livelihoods for small and also for medium restaurants. This means not only jobs, but also regional identity. We lost flavors, family traditions, ecosystems of value.
Let's break this down with a SWOT analysis. From an economic perspective, strength, resilience, rich diversity. For weakness, over-dependence on apps, low digitalizations, and opportunities, national platforms, digital tools, and funding innovations. And for threats, global market volatility, unequal access to tech.
I also did a SWOT analysis in my kitchen, and the reality is strength are consumer demand for quality. Weaknesses is poor handling of resources, opportunities, green kitchens and circular food models. The threat, external price wars and unstable trade policies.
From a business operations view, strengths, guns, kitchens, flexible service opportunities, labor reform, smart marketing, weaknesses, high staff turnover, denial of change, threats, discriminations by machines.
As a head of state, in the part of the strengths, we have the astronomy as identity and economy. For the opportunities, we have the digital tourism and the policy integration. In the part of weaknesses, the first part is the informality and also the reactive governments. And finally, in the part with threats, the global crisis and the climate-driven disruptions.
Yeah, now we have to debate the proposals. I propose that we should create a national digital ordering app that competes with Uber Eats but with 0% commissions, that returns power to restaurants. How about you, Chef?
I think, and apart with that, with human urban farming initiatives, the restaurant grew their own herbs or pattern the local farms. It is important because they slash cost, less import, more taste, especially in high cuisines.
Agreed, but we also need to protect the people behind the kitchens, reduce shifts, fair pay, legal protections. If we let take over will erase our soul.
A solution could be a gastronomic resilience fund funded by international partners. It offers immediate support in times of shock.
And what if we distributed gastronomy digital credits to consumers? Local only currency to keep money flowing in communities.
Only if we teach people how to use it. I propose a VR training platform from small scale chefs and owners to modernize the service. It is a critical point because the changing world is here.
Yes, and let's add a certification program like COVID-free safe kitchens, protocols, ventilations, QR menus, build trust again.
Also, we need data on early alert system using AI to detect trends, construction drops, rising ingredients costs, etc.
If we had done all of this in 2020, the damage wouldn't be minimized. If we act now, we won't repeat history. Now, we are going to talk about hypothetical conditional examples. If we had created national tech infrastructure before the crisis, restaurants wouldn't have depended on foreign platforms.
If owners had trained their staff to manage food waste, they could save thousands during the shortage.
If workers had been seen as essential from the start, mental jet and rotations would be our biggest problem today.
If governments had coordinated responses and pool emergency funds, would still have many of those 120,000 lost restaurants alive today.
So we have to plan the future and humanize the system. If we won't rethink the way we treat the food industry, the next crisis will taste even worse. Thank you. See you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you later.
We will meet again.